When I watch a video online, the very first thing I do is scan through to see, is this video mostly telling me something or showing me something? If the video seems varied with a lot of cool graphics and footage, I'll probably sit down and watch the whole thing. But if the video is mostly just a shot of somebody talking, I'll probably just minimize the window and listen to it in the background. There's nothing wrong with a talking head video every now and then, it's just sometimes the more people tend to use it, the more I wish that their content was a podcast or something that I could listen to in the background. Fortunately, there's a very easy way to both show and tell when you're making a video, and that's using B-roll. B-roll is basically additional footage that you put over your main story shots in order to further convey a message. For instance, if your video is a vlog like this one where someone's talking to the camera, or an interview with somebody, that is typically your main story, the person talking. The B-roll is the footage you put on top of that to further illustrate what they're saying, or what you're saying, or what I'm saying. Let's do an example. I'm going to talk a little bit about making a bed. Making a bed is not something that I used to do, but I've gotten more used to it. I've become a bed making pro. I do it every morning so that when I come home in the evening, there is a nice made bed waiting for me, and it teaches me a lot of discipline. Okay, I was just kind of talking off the cuff there, but now let's rewind that and let's do that again, but let's add some B-roll to it. Making a bed is not something that I used to do, but I've gotten more used to it. I've become a bed making pro. I do it every morning so that when I come home in the evening, there is a nice made bed waiting for me, and it teaches me a lot of discipline. See how much more interesting that was? With B-roll, you usually want to illustrate what you or the subject is talking about. And sometimes, honestly, that might be difficult when they're talking about a subject that might be a little bit more dry, like making a bed. That was all actually shot on a phone, by the way, so even if you don't have a fancy camera, you can still make exciting, interesting B-roll. For instance, making a bed isn't that exciting, but when you keep the camera moving, when you use a bunch of different angles all meshed together, you can find creative ways to make a normally mundane shot a little bit more exciting. So when you're doing a vlog or you're conducting an interview, think about what you or your subject is saying, and think about what supporting shots you could use to try to vary up the video a little bit more so it's not just trained on you or the subject. It can be very easy to do, and it makes a world of difference. So get out there and B-roll it up.